Hey guys, Timmay Timberlake in the mix, coming at you here with One Piece Chapter 864 Review and Dissection. So the chapter first starts off with the Straw Fleet, Grand Fleet setting out for sea with a new cover story arc. It's going to be interesting to see if we can see all of the characters or if it's just going to highlight some like Bartolomeo and Cavendish. But as for the chapter, it begins where we left off previously with Luffy and Jinbei jumping out of the way of Big Mom's attacks. And Big Mom looks over her shoulder and notices that the photo of Mother Carmel is actually broken, and Brook's just standing over there with the hammer, and then rips off his face and scares half of Big Mom's crew, thinking that some random animal just tore off a clone of Luffy's skin, which was pretty funny. Big Mom then exclaims that she thought Brook was dead, but Brook just says coolly, yes, I died a long time ago, because of course he did die a long time ago. And then Judge stands up, basically thinking that Luffy just went to these extreme lengths to save Shanji without even realizing that people are about to stand around him with guns pointed at his head. And Luffy and Jinbei expect Big Mom to go into her panic and freak out and do the scream. But weirdly, she's actually confused, and the plan seems to not be going as planned. After that, Sanji and Pudding exchange a little conversation where Pudding still thinks that Sanji thinks that she's evil, and Sanji's just trying to calm her down and exclaim that he was just trying to save her. But then Pudding still fires a shot at Sanji, which he quickly dodges. But then the third brother of the Charlotte family, the third son of the Charlotte family, Brother Daifuku, or Charlotte Daifuku, who is a lamp man, and I'm unsure if he's the billow fruit or the lamp fruit. Regardless, his power is extremely strange, where he billows smoke from his stomach, and it turned into some form of genie, and I guess he clads it with armament hockey because he proceeds to destroy Sanji and send him flying across the room. So I'm guessing that's who Sanji's going to be paired with, which is going to be interesting because we just met this character, so we're not sure how strong he exactly is compared to somebody like Cracker or Dogtooth, since he's not taking on one of these sweet commanders. Caesar also seems to be going to plan carrying Brûlé on his back, and he's just telling her that his heart's on the line for this, so obviously he's going to go according to plan. So everything seems to be going okay. Most of the pieces are still intact, but there are some unfortunate events that have happened that nobody actually foresaw. So Capone then grabs Luffy and puts a gun to his head, and Luffy then exclaims, why are you doing this, Capone? I thought we had a deal. And Capone just explains with a cigar in his mouth, I'm the chief security officer, I have to put up my guys to make sure they think that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or else they're going to get suspicious. Luffy then understands that, and then it cuts to Jinbei being overwhelmed with fodder characters, and Pedro up against Charlotte Oven, who is the holder of the heat fruit, which Pedro blocks one of his attacks, and he immediately gets burnt from the transfer of heat from his sword from Charlotte Oven's fist. And it's weird to see, or interesting to see, how there's levels to the devil fruit powers. So where you have, the heat fruit, which may not be, able to go out into the environment, or may not be able to manipulate the heat in the environment, and it may only be through contact. But then you have devil fruits like the Marimara no Mi or the magma fruit, Aces and Sabos, and Naikainos respectively, and how they're able to do, more with fire than somebody else, such as Charlotte Oven. Nami, Chopper, and Carrot are just sitting waiting for the plan to go along, but all they can do is hear, and they obviously know it's been longer than 3 seconds, so something's going wrong. They're just not sure what. And then it cuts to Brook getting his head chopped off and rolling over towards Luffy, and Luffy just laughing hysterically on the floor, wondering or laughing because he didn't know that Brook could actually, talk when his head rolls on the floor. But he's been a crew member for how long? And I don't think this is a new trick, so it's kind of weird how Luffy doesn't know this. Luffy isn't one of the smarter characters in a shonen series. Sanji's then worried that the plan's not going right, and then hears the word "save me" screamed by his father across the room, who's now cemented into the table by some sort of hard candy, just crying, wondering, why they're doing this to him. All he wanted to do was, gain his kingdom back in the North Blue. All he wanted to do was get his honor back. How could they betray him like this? And everybody's either just laughing or smirking at him, just saying, that how could you have honor or respect among us? We're just criminals at the end of the day, which is true. The Germa are also an army. They're mercenaries. They should think that somebody who's a pirate, somebody that would hire mercenaries, somebody who would want to gain affiliation with mercenaries, would be willing to kill people themselves. But that's just another story in and of itself. And while Judge is there bawling his eyes out, his sons are just laughing at their own demise, basically saying, "Oh yeah, how did we not figure this out? They asked us to leave our guns and our, armor at the door. We're just sitting here like fish in a barrel. They obviously planned this all out. How could we be so stupid?" And they're just laughing at their own demise, which has Judge even further bawling in tears because they can't come to grips with their own death. And he's finally realizing that he programmed these children without emotions. And then Reiju just has to comment that it's kind of ironic that, Judge was the person that stole their feelings away, and at the end of his life, when he needs feelings the most from the people that he could get them from, there's none there for him to get. So Capone's confused in what to do now because they can't get a clean shot off on her. People are going to be either able to block it or she will be able to block it because they're not incapacitated by her screaming. She's just confused. She's not screaming, she's just wondering which one she should be worried over more. And that's when Brooke has the idea of showing her the picture again so she can be clear to know that the picture is what she needs to be worried about first, because the picture can be broken, the picture that's broken can't be replaced. That's when Luffy says, "Hey, it's that guy from earlier who shot that bullet at Sanji, Dogtooth Katakuri," and Capone just realizes all of a sudden that Dogtooth is just pale as a ghost, which means that he saw a future that he didn't like or that he couldn't change. Then Capone jumps up and says, "Everybody put in your earmuffs or your headpieces so that you're not going to hear what Big Mom's about to do. The plan's going to go on." And all of Big Mom's affiliates are just realizing Capone's not going to plan. They're wondering what he's yelling, what exactly his code means, because he said "Invisible Symphonica," which has to be code for something. Luffy then begins to gather the pieces, and Sanji's just worried that the plan's not going to be able to go off in time. That's when Capone, Jinbei, and Pedro approach Dogtooth, and Dogtooth just tells Capone to shoot Luffy right now, and Capone refuses, and that's when he realizes this is full-blown mutiny from Capone. And Dogtooth's just still more in shock, and Capone just says, "You can see a bit into the future, but everybody has the same power to change that future," which is very interesting. One of the little things that I thought was interesting was, where the hell is Count Chicken? I thought Pedro was going to be matched up with Count Chicken because they obviously had some unfinished business. Their fight was Pedro won, but he went from Viscount Chick to Count Chicken, so he has another transformation. It would have been cool to get the continuation of their fight and their storyline because they had some backstory instead of getting this new random Charlotte Oven character. But that's another story. And there should be some good theories coming up soon about what exactly could go wrong in the plan. I don't actually see Big Mom yelling herself to incapacitate everybody. Maybe when he shows her something, or when Luffy shows her something, she won't do it, or she won't react according to plan, and Luffy may have to end up showing his Conqueror's hockey and just knock everybody out of the party. And if I call that, you heard it here first. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I am Timmay Timberlake, and have a good day, guys.